Right now at noon, the latest on a deadly crash on the interstate as investigators try and figure out what may have caused it. Plus, local leaders and educators speaking out about the impact of frozen education funds on students and the community. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Sprider. New video is giving us a new look into a deadly interstate crash that left one person dead and 2 others injured. Authorities were forced to close the interstate for roughly 4 hours due to the crash. It happened on I-3990 just before 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Initial investigations showed a car traveling south in the left lane crossed the median when a truck going north hit it. The crash killed one of the people in the car. It is still under investigation. A Wisconsin man accused of faking his own death and fleeing the U.S. will learn his sentence next week. 45-year-old Ryan Borgward is charged with obstructing an officer. Last August, his ex-wife reported him missing after he did not return home from a fishing trip on Green Lake. After months of investigating, law enforcement made contact with Borgward. In November, he allegedly told them he overturned his kayak, threw his phone into the lake, and traveled to Madison. He then went to Detroit, crossed through Canada, and flew to Europe, where he spent several days in a hotel room with a woman who was not his wife. Borgward returned to the U.S. voluntarily in December. Sentencing is set for August 26th. The Wisconsin Department of Health is warning some people may have been exposed to measles in Rock County. Officials say visitors to the Milwaukee Road Pilot Travel Center from 11:45 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on August 4th and the Roberts Flying J Travel Center that morning may have been exposed to the virus. The department urges those who visited these locations to confirm their MMR vaccine is up to date. Currently, Wisconsin has 9 confirmed cases of measles. Well, today is the day. WISC-TV and Television Wisconsin have activated 2 new transmitters to help provide antenna viewers with a clear picture of our programming. If you haven't already done so, you will need to rescan your TV to receive the improved signal. Eric Franke shares how the investment builds on our company's legacy.
At more than 1,400 feet above Madison's far west side, WISC-TV broadcasts our over-the-air signal to homes all across southern Wisconsin. But for some, it's been tough to get that signal.
We realized through an analysis and an audit of who we were reaching across our entire viewing area that we needed to strengthen our signal.
WISC's Vice President and General Manager Scott Chastain says issues like pixelation and complete signal loss top the list of common problems that will soon be going away.
We want to reach as many of our viewers in southern Wisconsin as possible.
Morgan Murphy Media, the family-owned and operated parent company of News 3 Now, invested nearly $1 million to install 2 new broadcast antennas, one on Madison's far west side and another placed on a tower northwest of Janesville. Regional Director of Engineering Michael Strebe says due to a number of technical limitations, our existing signal wasn't getting to as many people as we would like. This is especially true for people who live in large apartment buildings.
They can't put an antenna on the roof. For an example, if you're in an apartment building, you have these little flat panel antennas. Those will pick us up a lot better with the UHF signals that are going through.
Viewers who watch News 3 Now and other CBS programming over the air can now rescan their TVs to pick up the new signals. Chastain believes the project to improve the signal builds our company legacy in southern Wisconsin and positions us to better serve you, our viewers.
It shows that we're investing in this community, and it shows that we're investing in keeping people informed and keeping people safe.
Eric Franke, News 3 Now.
These improvements to our signal will only be noticed by viewers who watch us over the air. If you watch WISC-TV on cable, satellite, or streaming, you will not need to make any changes at all. Well, now to our first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Josh. Just like yesterday, we are not seeing any rain across southern Wisconsin, and as we've been talking about, this will continue to be the case. Now, we have seen a good amount of cloud cover. Here's a live view from Platteville. You can see partly to mostly cloudy skies right now. Other areas are seeing completely cloudy skies, but for the most part, again, a lot of cloud cover in southern Wisconsin. Very small chance of an isolated sprinkle, but the story of the day is that the clouds will become less likely as we get towards the evening with clear skies expected. Also pretty similar to what we saw yesterday. Temperatures a little bit cooler compared to yesterday for the most part, middle 70s, still in the upper 60s for some areas to the east of Madison. And high temperatures today not really going to warm up much further. We'll see partly sunny skies for the most part, middle to upper 70s for areas to the west. west, middle to lower 70s for areas to the east. Still could see a few isolated areas get to the lower 80s. Now, as we go to the overnight hours, it will be a cooler night compared to last night. Lows will be dropping into the lower 60s to upper 50s. We're going to continue to be dealing with some fog, but again, that's really the only hazard that we are going to expect, as we'll see dry and fairly comfortable temperatures for the most part. Upper 70s then are in the forecast for Thursday, as it will be a bit warmer. Now, I will talk about our one chance of rain we do have this week, and also talk about some very cool temperatures next week, especially when I say cool, compared to the summertime. It's going to be some of the coolest air in months, but still comfortable. The details on that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you then. Thank you. Wisconsin Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski says she will be running for lieutenant governor in 2026. The Democrat is the first candidate from either party to announce a run for that position. The seat is open since the incumbent Sarah Rodriguez is running for governor. Godlewski was appointed by Governor Evers as Secretary of State in March 2023. The winner of next year's August 11th Democratic and Republican primary election for lieutenant governor will be paired with the winner of each party's primary for governor. They will then run as a ticket in the November election. U.S. and European allies are pushing ahead with plans for how to protect Ukraine if the war with Russia comes to an end. A potential summit with the leaders of those two warring nations continues to be negotiated. Last night, a drone strike in Ukraine injured 14 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling for stronger security guarantees to ensure a reliable and lasting peace. U.S. officials are discussing what peace may look like with European allies.
I can tell you there are many options that are being discussed by our national security team right now with both parties.
The White House is also pushing for a summit in the next 2 weeks, saying they don't want to wait while people are dying. Russia has yet to confirm whether President Putin will talk directly with President Zelensky, but the White House says Putin promised President Trump that he would. People applying to live or work in the U.S. will now face questions about what the Trump administration calls, quote, anti-Americanism. Authorities say that includes an expanded social media check. They say immigration officers will look for, quote, any involvement in anti-American or terrorist organizations or, quote, evidence of anti-Semitic activity. Immigration advocates and lawyers are criticizing the move. They argue it could deter people from coming to the U.S. Well, right now, this back-to-school season, the several schools are facing the uncertainty of frozen education funds. Officials say the freeze on more than $3 million in federal funds strains resources. They fear it could force tough decisions in the coming school year. Administrators are working with community partners and urging congressional representatives to advocate for the release of funds.
And that certainly undermines public education and who it's for. And something that I think about each and every day, are we going to be able to sustain the great work that we're doing in our communities?
District leaders say they'll keep pushing for solutions to support students, but without action, the consequences could be severe. The fall sports season is here with high school football starting tomorrow. Madison has one of the largest school districts and athletic departments in the state, creating many needs. To support athletic departments that need extra funding, the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association launched a foundation. The foundation covers expenses not included in regular budgets. The athletics director at MMSD says this funding will make a big difference.
What it'll really do is hopefully kind of preserve education-based athletics as a framework. In general, as a member organization, will help preserve some of the tournament series types. As we see costs rise in everything, how can we still put on a high-level product for a tournament series?
MMSD has 3,000 student athletes within the district. Coming up next on News 3 Now at noon, how the White House is launching its own TikTok account. Plus, why the FDA is warning Americans not to eat certain frozen shrimp.
It's official. The White House has launched a TikTok account. The move comes less than a month before President Trump's latest extension for the social media app to find a new owner or face a U.S. ban expires. The same day the White House account went online, Minnesota announced it is suing TikTok, accusing it of preying on young people using deceptive and manipulative practices. A TikTok spokesperson says the lawsuit is based on misleading and inaccurate claims, adding that the company has voluntarily implemented robust safety measures. The FDA is warning Americans not to eat certain batches of Walmart's Great Value brand frozen shrimp because they could be contaminated with a radioactive isotope. The shrimp was imported from an Indonesia-based company and sold by Walmart stores in more than a dozen states. Walmart has issued a recall and says the affected products have been removed from shelves. Customers are urged to throw the product away and to contact the place of purchase for a full refund. And the Powerball jackpot has grown to more than $640 million, its highest amount of the year so far. Players can take a shot at winning the prize in tonight's drawing for the price of a $2 ticket. The estimated cash value of the jackpot is more than $290 million. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow's down 17 points, NASDAQ down 197, and the S&P 500 down this hour 31. Our call for action volunteers are in the building today, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam has the farm numbers ahead, plus Jacob has the first warn forecast, and later on Live at 4, we'll hear from the winner of a local pitch competition. Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee for the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Josh. Let's talk a little bit about some of my fellow recipients of the College of Ag and Life Sciences Honorary Recognition Award. It's one of the highest honors that can be received from the UW College of Ag and Life Sciences, and the next recipients are going to be recognized on October 30th on campus. They're changing it up a little bit this year. They are going to welcome the general public to congratulate these honorees between 4 and 5:30 on Thursday, October 30th at Memorial Union. Let's recognize those folks. Bill Kennedy is one of those that will be recognized. He is a graduate of the Agriculture Journalism Department on the College of Ag and Life Sciences, where he served as communications director for the American Dairy Association and then founded Kennedy Communications in 1983 right here in Madison. Congratulations to Bill Kennedy. Tom Kennedy is another recipient, no relation. He is a veterinarian by trade. Has a master's degree in veterinary science from the UW after serving in the military. He's been very involved as a veterinarian in parasitology, working with companies all across the United States, acting on behalf of drug companies, working on coming up with new resolutions for the problems, and also leading some of the groups like the American Association of Veterinary Parasitologists. So Tom Kennedy, another one of the honorees. Then they've got a new category. It's called the Distinguished Recent Graduate Awardees. Dantrell Cotton graduated in 2014 with a degree in the area of environment and resources. Then he went on to Harvard, graduated with a master's in higher education. Now he is an International Coaching Federation certified executive coach, working with businesses on high performance and transformational change. Dantrell Cotton, another awardee. And Maya Warren graduated in 2015 with a degree in food science, and she specializes in frozen desserts. For a while, she was working at Cold Stone Creamery, helping stores in other countries access ice cream mix and get through the regulatory process. Now she owns IC3 Consulting, and it's an international company that specializes in the art and science of frozen aerated desserts. Again, these four honorees will be recognized Thursday afternoon, October 30th at Memorial Union, and it's open to the public from 4 until 5:30 if you're interested in joining. All right, today in the marketplace, we're kind of getting ourselves lined up for what's going to be a big milk report that's going to be issued tomorrow by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Farmers are also paying attention to the Pro Farmer Crop Tour that's now into day number 3. Yesterday, one of the items that some of the crop scouts pointed out in Nebraska were disease-related. The yields may look good, but they're noticing gray leaf stripe, also some rust in the corn, and tar spot. So Wisconsin farmers take a note from those growers to the west on some of the issues that they are dealing with that could cost them yield. There are also some concerns with cooling temperatures that we might not be able to finish out the soybean crop to its complete potential. So we'll watch the weather on that. Today, barrel cheese is unchanged at $1.81. 40-pound block cheese up a penny and 3/4 at $1.86 3/4. Double A butter about 3 cents lower today, still at $2.29 a pound. So, as usual, Josh, whenever I talk with you, it always seems to come right back around to weather, which is where we're keeping an eye. I like what I'm feeling today, though. I think farmers just a little nervous how long we're going to be able to keep temperatures around.
Yeah, it's about time that we have a comfortable day and it's not hot and humid, but yeah, a lot of rain this year. It's been a wild summer, so we'll have to wait and see. All right,
yeah,
Pam.
Definitely different August.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. Well, hey, we've got more pleasant conditions in the forecast for Farm Babe. Here's First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano.
Yeah, the end of August will be kind of the opposite of how August has been up and to this point. We're not expecting any rainfall and temperatures will be pretty comfortable. Now we're going to continue to see some foggy conditions. Still a few chances of rain here and there, but nothing significant at all. And specifically next week, we are going to see some cooler temperatures. Now let's start with those foggy conditions. As we take a look at the visibility forecast, it is going to drop to below a mile again early Thursday morning, clearing up pretty quickly by the afternoon. And then Friday morning, more foggy conditions. So again, this is really the only hazard that we're going to be dealing with the next couple of days. And it looks like at this point in time, it may continue into the weekend as well. Now let me talk about that one chance of rain we have this week. It will be overnight Friday. So starting Friday afternoon, we'll see some showers and storms move into our area from the northwest, likely bringing just a brief period of some possible heavy rain. And then it's going to clear up very quickly for Saturday morning. So again, this is not going to be a big issue with clear skies again by Saturday afternoon. Unclear if we'll see any severe weather, but right now, if we do see any severe weather, it likely will be on the lower end of severe criteria. And as I mentioned, it's going to happen overnight. Beyond that, very low rain chances for the rest of this week and into early next week. It's just that one chance for Friday night. Now let's talk about the temperatures. Today will feature temperatures a little bit cooler than yesterday, very comfortable across the board, middle to upper 70s, maybe a few lower 80s here and there. Taking a look at the overnight temperatures, a little bit cooler compared to last night, lower 60s to upper 50s are in the forecast. And then for tomorrow, we will get maybe a little bit warmer, but otherwise pretty similar, upper 70s to low 80s, more sunshine, a few clouds here and there. And for Friday looks like the warmest day over the next 10, as high temperatures could get up to near 80 for a good chunk of the area. But we are going to see those increasing clouds with storms at night. And then we get to next week and we're really going to cool down. And take a look at this. It's very rare you see this high of confidence of below or above normal temperatures, but that is going to be the case for next week. And this extends to pretty much the end of August. And it's going to be the coldest right for Sunday and Monday next week. And at this point in time, there really is no end in sight to the cool weather. Now, before I show you the full 10-day forecast, just want to mention Hurricane Erin. Now, thankfully, the eye of the hurricane is not expected to make landfall, but we are going to those areas will be seeing significant potential storm surge, and there are tropical storm warnings for areas including Virginia, North Carolina, and up north towards New Jersey. So that's the situation with Hurricane Erin, not making landfall, but still likely going to produce some impacts, especially along the coast. Now, coming back to Madison, full 10-day forecast is very calm. We are going to be a little bit breezy over the weekend as those temperatures change. We'll be in the middle 70s Saturday, then upper 60s Sunday and Monday. And although we're going to warm up a little bit for the middle of next week, we're still expecting those below normal temperatures. And at this point in time, it may continue all the way through Labor Day. So enjoy the fall-like temperatures next week. But even this week, just a little warm at times, but overall, very, very comfortable.
Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Today, we're teaming up the flavors of our favorite summertime drink with a thick-cut steak, and the results are very juicy. Very. When it comes to making steak, whether it's out on the grill or inside in a skillet or grill pan, there's only so many ways to change it up. At least that was the case before we came up with a new twist that has everyone in our test kitchen talking. Plus, it's perfect for Margarita Mondays. All we do is place a few strip steaks in a glass baking dish or a resealable plastic bag and top it with a can of frozen margarita mix that we've thawed. You see, the tartness in the mix gives them a fresh, summery taste while they marinate. Right before cooking these, we drain them and sprinkle both sides with some coarsely ground pepper. A few minutes on the grill or grill pan is all it takes to bring all the flavors together. We finish them off with a little salt, just like you would a margarita, and dinner is served. So rather than settling for just another ordinary steak, try one that will leave a lasting impression. To get the recipe, just go to our website and search for Sizzling Margarita Steak. That way you can celebrate Margarita Mondays in a whole new way. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fiesta kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
News 3 Now at noon. Coming up next is The Bold and the Beautiful. Our next newscast is live at 4. And a reminder, you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.